What did Joe's not here, so we can talk football. Patriots got a quarterback.
Yeah, I didn't really know much about Mac Jones. Didn't really care, but like the thing is like then you do more research and it's like, is he really that good, or was it the players he was surrounded by? Because 6 other players on his team were drafted in the first round.
That's football, baby.
No, I know.
I listen to McAfee every day, so he was supposed to be a top 5 draft pick. No one knows why he fell, but they said Bill Belichick liked him from the get
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Him and Saban at
Well,
Alabama
Belichick
are
always
best friends.
has had the Alabama connections because of Nick Saban.
Yeah, so I trust Nick Saban. I trust Bill
And then
Belichick.
he drafted that defensive lineman from there too.
From what I read, he was supposed to be a first round draft pick.
That's so weird.
So
What's Belichick doing? What's he paying these people?
so I should have sent you the video. I forgot, but so they showed inside the Patriots draft room. There's like 6 people, and Bill Belichick is on the phone, and he's just like, or he's not on the phone. He's talking to the head scout, and he's just like, "So, this is what we're doing, Matt. You good with what we're doing?" And Matt's like, "Yeah, I really like this." He's just like, "All right, make the call." And then he's on the phone with Mac Jones. He's like, "Hey, Mac, really excited to have you on the team. We have a lot of Alabama players, and you'll fit right in. Here's the owner, Robert Kraft." And Robert Kraft seems like a nice enough guy, and he's just like, "We're really excited to have you. I heard you had a 4.0. That's a really good grade."
Oh man.
And I'm just like, this kid had to sit by himself for the last 3 hours while he dropped in the draft.
Oh man.
But no, I'm excited.
I'm surprised they didn't go for like that guy that could be the receiver for the team though.
I think they learned last time when they drafted N'Keal Harry in the first round, and he has like 12 catches in his career.
See, I think part of that with him, I just don't think he's been given the time. Like Brady kind of like pushed him aside because he had like a couple drops and stuff, which that's what Brady does. If Brady doesn't trust you, he's done with you. And I think Cam Newton picked him back up a bit, but then Cam Newton just started like falling off last year, and I think it just created a mess where he wasn't able to really, he wasn't given the chance last year to produce like he could have, I think.
If the Patriots don't get rid of Gilmore, like don't trade him away, our defense is insane.
Oh, I know.
This year. And we bought a whole new offense. So it's just like, as long as our offense can put up 20 points a game, we're in good shape.
Oh, I know.
So
they're going to have so much pressure up front too.
My friend goes, he goes, "Yeah, so if this guy sits behind Newton for a year," and I go, "It's going to be more like 6 games."
I was
Newton
thinking,
plays like
I was thinking 4 games, but I think Newton stays on the team because they'll put him out there in certain red zone situations. I think because he's such a threat in the red zone.
The Colts did that with Phillip Rivers and
Jacoby Brissett.
That's the one. A lot of different teams are doing this, having a second quarterback.
Well,
New Orleans did it all last year.
Breeze and Taysom Hill.
Mm-hmm. So definitely interesting for sure. The Jets. So the Jets traded. I know this is old news. Traded Darnold to Carolina.
Yeah.
And then Teddy Bridgewater gets traded from Carolina to Denver.
Okay. Oh yeah, I saw that one. That was more recent though.
So that one happened this past week. So what's funny is Teddy Bridgewater got traded to Carolina because they drafted Sam Darnold. He was on the Jets for like 6 months or something.
Yeah.
And then they traded him to Carolina for Sam Darnold. So Teddy Bridgewater's been screwed over by Sam Darnold twice, and Sam Darnold's never been to the playoffs. I don't even think has really had a good year in the NFL, and he just keeps getting Teddy Bridgewater pushed out of town.
I think he can do something good. He just hasn't had the talent around him, Sam Darnold.
It's one of those crazy things where these college quarterbacks come out, and if they're not in the right situation, they just look awful.
Yeah.
You look at Ryan Tannehill, was an NFL bust until he got to Tennessee.
Yeah. And Teddy Bridgewater, I think, was really good, but that knee injury, I think, has hurt him a bit. He's just not the same player.
Yeah.
He was super precise and stuff with his passing before that knee injury.
My thing is he didn't have McCaffrey on the team last year.
Mm-hmm. That too.
And first-year head coach, so it's like you can't really blame him for what happened last year. He didn't even have a bad year.
No, not awful.
So I think Denver's interesting. But then there's rumors Aaron Rodgers is going to go to Denver.
Oh, really?
I guess he's sick of it. I guess the Green Bay's really ticked him
Well,
off
I
this
know.
time.
I didn't know about Denver. I knew that he was like wants out of there.
Yeah. I guess he wanted a contract extension and the talks aren't going well, so he wants
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And again, for the next, they drafted a cornerback in the first round of the draft, so they just refused to give him weapons.
Oh, wow. I kind of wish like Patriots didn't sign Cam Newton yet, because I feel like they would have made a push to get him.
I don't think it's over yet. I think Cam Newton's on for 13 million, maybe up to 15.
Okay.
So
that's not that.
My thing is that Patriots are front loading a bunch of these or backloading these contracts. So it's like they bought the team, so they have like this 3-year window to win.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they could do it again with Rodgers. We're just gonna have a rough 2026. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. Well, but you give that Mac Jones kid time to develop behind Rodgers.
He's on a rookie deal for 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's over till it's over, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It would be crazy imagining Rodgers outside of a Packers uniform.
It would be, but there's been strain with him in the organization for such a long time. We've heard about it, especially with that previous coach, McCarthy was that his name? There was problems with him, and I think when this new coach came in, there was still problems because Aaron Rodgers wanted to run it one way, but it's like, at what point do you need to start letting your quarterback that's been in the league for 15 plus years start running things the way he wants to run things? I think he's at 15 years.
Well, that's why. Might be 16, but anyways, so that's why Brady and Belichick finally fell apart. That's why Peyton Manning ran the Denver Broncos to a Super Bowl.
Well, the Belichick Brady was different. They were fine working with each other. I think the problem is that Belichick just wanted to move on to a young quarterback. And I think he was trying to change things to purposely push Brady out. Because after that Titans game or something that they lost in the playoffs, that was Brady's last game, Belichick was the original person that was supposed to lead the Patriots, and Brady was supposed to stay.
I heard that Belichick was shopping around trying to get himself traded.
Yeah.
Which is funny because as a general manager, he could do that.
He would just trade himself. Imagine that.
He probably could trade himself and get like nothing in return.
Yeah.
They would probably have to go to court.
Hey!
It's like, yeah. So you're gonna have Belichick for a 9th round draft.
Hey, New England, suck on this.
And also knowing that the team you're going to, whoever's trading for you, is going to get fired in the next year, so Belichick can run both sides of it. Say it's the Giants, like, yeah, great. I got Bill Belichick as a coach, and I'm fired.
Oh, man.
It's going to be interesting for sure. But the Jets signed another young quarterback, so his career's over. He's in for 5 years of beaten up.
But don't worry, they'll win the Super Bowl out of nowhere in like 2 years. And then they'll just go back to being shit.
The Jets?
Oh, I thought you said Giants, my bad.
Oh, no, the Giants have a lot of young players. Like, they got Barkley, Danny Dimes, his hit or miss.
Yeah, I was just reading something.
They signed a couple of high-profile free agents.
People are questioning how good Saquon Barkley really is. I think he's a good player, and he's definitely just an athletic freak. But how long can his athleticism carry him before knowing the game of football really carry him?
I think that he's going to be the classic one. If he's healthy, he's the top back in the league.
Yeah.
But he's been hurt 2 out of the last 3 years.
Also, he just had knee surgery, ACL, so how does that impact him? Some people don't come back the same way as after an ACL tear.
So the ACL, it used to be you tear your ACL, your career's done.
Yeah.
Back in the even 80s into the early 90s.
Yeah.
Then it went from, okay, it's going to take you a year and a half to be the same player. Now you look at some of these guys, they come back in 6 to 8 months.
Yeah. And the 6 to 8 months is you can get the muscular structure built back around it. The problem is the actual ligament isn't completely healed.
Right.
And Joe's patellar tendon won't be completely healed until November time this year. But he
You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. His patella's fine, Marco.
but he can have like a majority of that mobility back because of like strength and stuff and the muscular structure around it, even if he doesn't have the tendon completely healed back. So
Way to take shots at a patella that's not even on the line right now.
I'm sorry.